Welcome back to City Culture, and I'm Ravin.
And I'm Sarah.
And so this is episode 5.
Yeah.
And we're very excited about our guests. We are titling this episode The Ryans.
Love it.
I think it's clever.
She came up with it.
We have our police chief, Ryan Lemaire, and our fire chief, Ryan Heath. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Your monotoneness is really doing it for our audience right now.
So we'll start with Ryan Lemaire. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Have you always wanted to be a police officer?
So I'll tell you about myself. So I've worked here 23 years. I've spent time with the FBI and pretty much all divisions within the department except for the traffic division. I have 6 children. 2 just graduated from Ole Miss. Have a son who plays baseball, and I have some little ones as well.
Some little ones.
He's like, I can't remember their names, but I do have more.
I don't know what they do.
Well, they're, my oldest is 22 and my youngest is 3, so.
Ryan, how old are you?
45.
45.
Whoa.
Well, look, we're turning 34, so we have to kind of like assess where are we at in life.
40s.
You've got 1 kid, I got 2 dogs. He's got 23 years under his belt.
And 5 dogs.
5 dogs. So you live out in the country, obviously.
Some chicks.
How many acres?
Yes, 2 acres.
That's really not a lot of land for all
16 chickens.
Yeah.
Do you eat your chickens?
No, they're just for eggs. So we have some Polish. They're babies right now, but the Polish chickens look like they're gonna be pretty fun.
So Ryan Heath, this is your second time on our podcast. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for saying yes. So just tell us about yourself again, and where you are in life right now.
Yeah, so much like Chief Lemaire, I've worked with the city my entire career. August will be 18 years for me. All been with the fire department. It's been a very good career for me. I've had the opportunity to hold every rank, all the way up to interim chief. And
That's where you are now.
that's
correct?
where I am now, yep. Reside in Ocean Springs, married to my wonderful wife, Janae,
That's right.
She's a hottie. Woo woo.
and 2 kids. I got a daughter and a son who both very involved in sports, avid outdoorsman, and just enjoying life here in Ocean Springs.
Now, are you 45?
Kudos to Chief Lemaire for knowing how old he is, because I'm trying to think, am I 38 or 39?
You're still in your 30s.
Still in my 30s.
You're so mature.
So much information going through my head on a daily basis. My age just isn't important to me.
Important. You think he's mature?
I feel like he's got this voice. It's so calm.
Like a DJ.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know, but I don't know how you guys balance all that you have in your lives and stay who you are at work dealing with what you deal with.
I mean, especially
Lots of
like this is
personalities.
public safety right here.
Yeah.
These are our leaders, and so not only are you managing your own lives and personal and everything that's going on, your 16 chickens, but you're managing 2 departments and keeping our community safe. How's the stress level for you guys?
It's up and down, but it's just being organized. You got to be organized, and really, it's, for me anyways, it's never turned off. So I'm just, constantly thinking and, what needs to be done the next day or the next week, and, like prepping for this. What am I going to wear? How's this?
We totally understand.
So I just decided to go with my.
It's a good choice. Good
All
choice.
black is the way she goes all the
I almost
time.
wore all black today.
I know. Where's your spring black outfit?
She had all black on yesterday, I think, didn't you? Yeah, black shirt, black pants, black shoes.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of help from my wife.
Yes.
So the home stuff she manages, and
Right.
she's well aware of what my day-to-day stuff. So
Does she work?
yes, she works at Ingalls.
So she works and manages the home? So what do you do at home? What? Sorry.
I cut grass.
I'm in this part
You
of
cut
my
grass?
life. Okay, cut grass. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Like
there's laundry.
I vacuumed this weekend.
Okay, good one. That's
Good
a
one.
good husband.
Yeah, he probably gathers eggs, cooks.
Oh, yeah.
The girl, I'll cook. Yeah, the girls will go gather
Oh
eggs.
yeah, they do
They
have
have
a crew.
chores.
They can they can delegate all the things to. Okay.
Yes.
All
And
right.
keeping your wife happy.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
How long have you been married?
Me and Amanda's been married 4 years.
Oh, wait. Okay, that is not what I expected. I thought you were going to 6 kids. I thought it was going to be like, we've been together.
The 6 kids are a
Blended
Oh,
family.
you're a
blended.
Brady Bunch.
yes.
That's hard too, man. Okay, kudos. All right,
How do you manage stress?
we're learning.
I think that by just letting things go, you know. My mom has instilled in me for years and years and years that sometimes you just have to let stuff go. I agree with the organization. Organization keeps things running smoothly, improves your operational efficiency. But every day, and this is just my experience, every day you leave work, there's a list that you have to leave of things that need to be done, you know.
Yeah.
And I've struggled with that through my career. Just, what's the saying go? You know, trying to have an empty inbox. Is that the saying? And I've never been able to accomplish it, so I don't know
I
why.
understand that saying.
I don't know why I keep trying to do it, but I've made a pact with myself to just go in every day and try to do the top 5 or 6 things on my list. And I'll come back tomorrow and do the same thing. But stress is a big part of our job, and I think he understands it too. Just letting things go, conversating, you know, we kind of pick on each other a little bit. And that's just part of our job in general, not just administration, but the people, you know, in our agencies. Conversation relieves a lot of stress, and then, you know, for me, just getting outdoors. You know, I like getting outdoors with my kids, watching sports, playing sports, going on my boat, fishing, hunting.
Do y'all's departments like hang out, spend time together, have like any sort of?
We periodically we go to lunch and
Oh, okay. Okay.
and then when you know stuff happens, we may bounce, you know, ideas or complaints off
Well,
each
like
other.
I'm thinking, like, what if something traumatic happens? Do you guys come together and like support each other? Are there any?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Do y'all, as the leaders, do y'all kind of
So we-
manage therapy almost for your?
Well, we
crews?
have Officer Smith, Trey Smith. So he just went to chaplain school, and right after that, he went to a peer support school. So basically, he's there for
He can kind
really
of offer those things.
yes for anyone, not just in our department, but you know, yeah. So anyone in the city that needs anything can reach out to him, and he's there for them. He started just having a little 10-minute prayer session in the mornings if guys want to go and, you know, sit down with them and talk to them.
That's very vulnerable. That's kind of amazing.
It is actually. We need more of that. You know, peer-to-peer support in this business is it's hard to come by, and it's hard to come by. I shouldn't say it's hard to come by because it's not hard to come by, but good peer-to-peer support. People who really understand.
Well, it's really nice that you guys have these 2 departments who can understand sort of the load, the amount of employees, sort of the responsibilities. There's some alignment in there. Of course, y'all do totally different things, but you know, you do work together at certain points.
And you got to think, you know, any time we're called, either one of us or any one of our departments, it's not good.
Yeah.
You know, it's something's bad.
Yep.
You know, it's, you know, the worst day of that person's week, at least, you know, that year, and it's just something, you know, like he said, you know, you just learn to deal with, and it's really good to have, you know, the right support staff, the command staff where they should be, and you know, having the leaders in the places that suits their personalities and their strong suits.
So, if you guys could take one thing about your job and completely change it or get rid of it, what would it be?
The way people see us, view us, and not necessarily in Ocean Springs. I'll say our community backs us, you know, for the most part, but just the stigma of police in general, you know, on social media and, you know, across the country, at times
What's
it's bad.
wild is egos can get the best of anyone in any position, but if they actually knew you guys, they would see how humble you are and how genuine you are, and not just like when you're in work mode. You're literally that way to everybody you encounter. And that's been really impressive. As someone from private sector coming into working for the city in the last 3-4 years, that's something that was eye-opening to me, you know. Not because I had anything against the police or fire, obviously. It's just, you know, I never got to work with them one-on-one.
Yeah, and what you see is on TV, and you know that interaction isn't
Yeah.
there like we have, you know,
Yeah.
weekly, and we're just normal people.
I think it's also it's a different perspective. So like working for the city and working with you guys closely, you know, you almost get a sense of how y'all view every situation is not how like we would have viewed, like for an event, for you know, for instance, and we do a great job with our events. You know, we know that there's always a public safety aspect, and we come to you and pitch our ideas to you, and you say no, yes, no, yes.
That's a really bad idea.
Because you're thinking about all the things that could go wrong and how to keep everybody safe, while we're like, you know, this is a great event, blah, blah, blah.
This will be so fun.
This is going to be so fun, and we're going to get some great pictures. And, you know, I think that I know for me, it has given me a whole different level of like, you know, what your everyday, you know, you're thinking and, you know, your concerns are about everything. And those are just events.
I mean, I'll never forget the first time I put on a big event here, and it's like I knew what activity everyone was going to be doing, and I had the stations, and like everything was set and ready to rock and roll. When I stepped outside, I couldn't see a blade of grass, and I thought to myself, oh God, I didn't think about traffic control, you know. But then you guys came in, you're on the end of the road, and I just like, that comfort was everything. And you know, just the community feels that too. I mean, they're literally letting their kids run wild on this lawn, you know, for Easter egg hunts and Halloween, and you know, you guys even make the effort to play with them and have games and interact with them, and that's just, you know, it's something that I can put on our itinerary for an event and say that's an actual activity. I can like set that whole area up for them and not worry about it. And I trust that it'll all go well. And that is something that the community that's what they come for, to interact with you guys. It's not just for all the craziness that we put on the lawn, so.
Yeah.
And there's times, you know, an officer may be brash, or, you know, and of course they're reminded about, you know, how we treat people, but sometimes they may have been in a situation just prior,
Right.
and haven't had that chance to turn it down yet. And you know, it's at times it's a lot on them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
I had a point when I started making about, you know, y'all's concerns and how y'all just view the world, not the world, but definitely keeping our community safe differently. I know we get a lot of events that come into town, and, you know, I have the pleasure of sending it to y'all's department, and you're like, gosh, another event, like, you know, that's another time our officers or our firemen are not with their families. You know, they have to, you know, work an extra thing.
All these new holiday events we got
And
going
then,
on.
you know, people, you know, want to fly out of trees or, blah, you know, something ridiculous.
Look, we
And
just want to shoot fireworks on
we just-
Government Street, okay?
and, you know, and I want to remind people, you know, those especially that have events, that y'all's job is not to say no. Y'all don't want to say no.
No, we want people to have fun,
Right. You want to have fun
but we want it safe.
safely. And so.
It's all about balance,
Right.
ultimately.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about it. In the last few years, we have created a lot of activity for these guys.
So how many events do you think we have?
Extra? Like,
Or just-
aside from the parade?
Just in
all of
festivals?
it. No, just all of it.
Oh, well, okay. I know the Chamber's got 13
see, and this is just
events.
city events.
Right.
Are you including the runs, the?
Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah.
about all of it. Like, it's a lot.
It's
lot.
a whole full-time job aside from keeping the community safe.
So how long have you been with Ocean Springs?
So this time around, I'm going on 3 years. So I've been in government maybe about, I don't know, about 8, 9 years now.
Have you always wanted to be in government?
No. Really? You never answered that question. Did you always want to be a police
I
officer?
answered it.
No,
I did.
you didn't.
Yeah, when you review the film, you'll see.
You did not answer. I don't remember.
He didn't answer.
No, growing up, I did not have ambitions on being a police officer.
So how'd you get into this?
I was working. I was actually cutting trees. I'd done tree work.
Ooh, in Ocean Springs?
Well, I
That's
worked.
rough.
I worked. Yeah. Well, I mean, I worked for Donnie McLean
Oh, yeah.
for a while, and I worked for the companies that did the power lines. But I got to thinking, I'm like, this is hard work.
Yeah,
I'd rather chase
Let me
that
go do
guy.
a try.
No, but I had family. I had an uncle. He's retired now. He retired, and a cousin who's a sheriff in Louisiana. So, I mean, I guess it's always been there, but it wasn't. Hey, this is what I want to do. Just kind of fell into it.
So did you work your way up too? So you've been in every position just like Ryan?
Except deputy chief.
So how long does it take you guys to come down from some experience?
I don't, and I think I think we were all talking about this the last time that I was on this podcast with y'all. I don't really have a climax and fall period when it comes to anxiety or high stress situations. When Derek was chief here, he used to make fun of me because I get worked up about things that I don't need to get worked up about, and
Like that coloring page for the kids for
it's
Christmas?
just like
he called me like 3-4 times about that. He's like, "You think this is going to be okay?"
things that don't matter, right, matter to me. But then the
Right.
thing, I could have a 2,000 square foot house on fire that's fully involved, and chaos going everywhere, and it's just. I guess doing it so long, it's just
Right.
part of it, So I don't really have that spikes in stress.
So you probably see that though in some of your team.
Sure.
And so do you have moments where you pull individuals aside and just kind of like see where they're at?
Absolutely. Conversation, I think conversation, as I mentioned earlier, is a huge stress relief. Talking, communication is in my opinion, one of the healthiest things in life. Whether it's meaningful communication, whether it's meaningless communication, we could just be having a conversation about something that doesn't mean anything.
Do you guys feel you can speak up when you disagree about something, not in your departments, like at department head meetings and
Yeah, I think
to the
absolutely.
mayor and board?
Yeah.
It's got to be done respectfully.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why you put leaders in positions that you put them in. For any good leader wants. Let me say this. Make sure I'm saying it the right way. Any good leader wants objection from the leaders around him. Right. That's how. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the whole goal is to put people around you who are as good, if not better than you.
That's right.
To provide objection when it needs to be.
Right.
To proof documents that you send down the line. I mean, it's the whole goal. We can't do it on our own, and just talking, man. I mean, it's everybody. I think these days and times, I'm not going to say scared to communicate, but it's one of the easiest things we can do, and
It's actually not very easy.
it's so easy though. It's just
And people are very scared to communicate.
I don't understand why, because it's like it's really no different than what we're doing right now. I mean, we're just talking about random topics, right? And so take whatever conversation you want to have with somebody and just look at it as a random topic. Now, I get you can get in conversations where they're difficult, or it's about things that are really meaningful or that people are passionate about, but
How do you guys think your job, your day to day would go if you were, like a 5'1"
Woman.
female with like, a small voice?
Are you
or something?
5'1"?
I'm 5'3".
Okay.
I was trying to make myself feel better.
I don't know.
Do you think like you would be treated the same way in general by all the people?
I can't, I don't want to speak for anybody else, you know, but I will speak for myself. I treat everybody the same. It doesn't matter what race, what gender, how tall, how much they weigh. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody has their own mind. Everybody has their own goods and bads. And because you're a specific gender, height, or demographic, or whatever it may be, doesn't give me the right to treat you any different way.
We had a female police chief
When was that?
in the 90s, 80s and 90s.
Do you think that more women would be in your departments if there was change in some way?
Well, it's
Like, what do you think? How many women are in your departments right now?
one. I have
What about
one.
you? One? And they're like welcome and they fit right in.
Of course, yeah.
Do they want more women in the department?
I think so, yeah. It's just, it's as far as firefighting goes, it's been a predominantly male career, you know, for so long. If you look at certain parts of the countries, like out east, maybe a little bit up north, there's a lot of departments that have, you know, quite a few females. But I'll say this, on the coast here in Mississippi, over the past 5 years, you've seen a lot of females start inserting themselves. And I'm talking about good women too. I mean, competent.
Some good women.
You know,
I would work for either one of you. I've
you know.
dealt with different situations, and you know, it's been like, you know, some of them stressful, some of them just kind of like petty, but you still made a point to make it important.
Yeah.
And I've been really impressed with just any time I've had to interact with both of you, and even if it's frustrating, and I can sense frustration in your voice, I get it. You know, it's not like, I mean, you know, there's passion. And then there's boundaries, you know, and when you're having to deal with people every day who are a little hysterical because of the situation they're calling you for, I mean, I know you've kind of got like, you're like, okay, I can put that person in a box. I know where they're at mentally, and I know how to respond to them. Yeah. I mean, in a sense, we do that in our jobs, right?
Right. No, I concur with Sarah. I'm impressed by both of you as well. And fortunately for me, I call you both my friends.
And work with them day to day.
Work-wise,
Yeah.
it's sometimes the term that's used too, because I yell.
Because you yell. Yeah.
I think that, you know, you're talking about communication. I think that, you know, communicating with y'all, you know, we could, you know, joke around in one conversation and then be serious about business and then go back to joking. And I've never felt like I couldn't call y'all and say, "No, Ryan, don't do that." You know. Or
That's a scary
you know,
thing.
or you know, this is what's coming down the pike. Like, just be ready. And I think that I always want to do that because, you know, I want y'all to be successful.
And that's the same thing when we hear something.
Right.
That's, hey, Ravin. Let you know.
Yeah, no, and I get it, and I think that makes us a better team and makes us better in, you know, supporting this community.
Well, that's, I mean, the end goal for all of us is the quality of life for Ocean Springs.
Right.
And, you know, ours is public safety. You know, yours is a little different, but it's still, in the end, we still have the same goal.
Right.
I just want to say, I love Derek McCoy. I love him. But there is no better person if you do end up becoming the chief, just transitioning from interim to actual chief. Like, there is no better person to take his spot.
I appreciate that.
Like, inside and out and career-wise.
I appreciate that.
So I'm super excited.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I've had a really good career with OSFD. You know, it's
It's amazing the mentors that have probably been before you.
Yeah, and I had early on in my career, I had a lot of good mentors. They're the middle part, probably much like him. It kind of got rocky there for a little while, but that's every business, that's every agency. You know, you make changes where you got to make changes, and Derek came in and gave us a really good 5 years. You know, we're coming out of the largest growth spurt that our department's ever seen, probably since it was established, you know, in the late 1880s. And he's been really good to me. He's taught me a lot. We've since then become really good friends, talk every day. And he's become a staple of my life, someone who I can really trust, someone who I can rely on, ask questions to. And I think he's that way because, he saw that potential in me. But not only that, he didn't have that. He didn't have that friend or that retired chief, perhaps, that he could call and bounce ideas off of, or what would you do in this situation?
And I think that's just who he is.
He is.
And you are that way and will be that way when you retire one day, I'm sure, with some of your guys.
Absolutely.
But do you have somebody like that too, that you call to bounce ideas from?
Yeah. Yes.
I was trying to think the other day when, with either one of you, we started really having a work relationship.
For me, it was June of 2022.
Oh,
Really?
this is a precious moment. I'm witnessing it.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah, for me.
No, it is 2 years.
It's our friendship anniversary.
Your work anniversary.
Work anniversary.
This is also my birthday month.
Is it about the boat? What? The fireboat.
No, it was all of those special events that you started sending me in my email, and I got aggravated.
You
and
made y'all friends, so you can thank her for
called and said a few choice words to you, and
Said, I'm not coming to another meeting. No, I'll be at the next one.
we've been good friends ever since.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then I'm trying to think with Lemaire. I just appeared in his life one day.
Yeah. Like, hey,
Can't get
Ravin.
rid of me.
I feel like I'm kind of jealous. I feel like you guys get to hang out more than I get to hang
You
out
just
with
need to
y'all.
call them more.
Yeah.
They're on my speed dial.
Maybe I should.
Call and come hang out.
I'm learning how to ask for help.
I mean,
more.
but it's
But
not
when
only
it's needed, not unnecessarily.
it's not only help, per se,
support.
special events or people calling, complaining. It's like I'm pissed off and I need somebody to calm me
To
down.
vent.
Somebody calm me down, then someone to just make fun of me, and that'll calm me down.
Well,
You
you
know,
don't ever
it's a
call me.
dynamic-
I can call you and make fun of you.
You'll make me mad again. You're like, let's get him.
Look, she calls me one day. So, no, I called. No, I called her. And she answered the phone. She said, "What?" I was like, "Wow."
Dang.
I said, "Let's start this over." Click. And I called her right back, and she was like, "Well, hello." I was like,
Why, hello, police chief.
I love it. I love that y'all can just be real with each other.
No, it's a great dynamic, and it helps. Our jobs are stressful, and to have good banter helps. The days go by a little bit faster.
Gotta have
That's
good
right.
banter, man. It'd be boring if you didn't have it,
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I think we should
Bowl?
get the question bowl. What's the music? Come on.
Dun, dun, dun,
I think
dun.
Chief Lemaire has to wear the glasses when he
Those are
answers the
some heavy
question.
glasses.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
Okay. Oh, they're not that heavy. I really thought they were much heavier.
I can't put it on my head. How about
Put him where you put your
You would
normal
have
glasses.
a whole Elton John look going
it?
on.
Won't fit. It won't fit
Come
on my
on,
head.
come on, you
My
got
head's
this.
too big.
Wait, let me see this. How big is your head? Eek. God, okay, no
All
way.
right.
All right, who's the first question for?
We'll see when I read the question.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, this is an easy one. Y'all both can answer.
We're gonna
this.
start a fight here.
The Lady May or Glory Bound? Which restaurant do you like better?
Do you prefer? Not like better.
I think I'm about to
I guess it's what are you in the mood for?
Yeah, really.
right now, if I said, you want to go to Lady May or Glory Bound?
Glory bound.
Lady May.
Oh, okay.
Wow. What do you get there?
A bunch of different stuff. I think there's something on their menu. It's like a chicken sandwich. I'm trying to think of what it's called.
They both have
like a
it's
white barbecue
great
chicken.
specials
Yes,
today.
yes. It's good.
What did you get at Glory Bound?
You roll.
Okay, hold on, let me put this.
Yeah, but Glory Bound's pizza's good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which alderman do you like most? I'm just kidding.
I was like, I don't remember that question being in the poll.
Like, wow.
Cut.
Okay, what would you say the hardest challenge you faced last year that you overcame, but maybe didn't feel you could in the moment?
The transition that I went through with Mark Dunstan leaving, and me having to step into that role, and
Was it not something you knew was happening, or did it kind of like happen quickly?
it happened fairly quickly.
Okay,
And,
okay, I don't think
yeah, and that along with our department was very short-handed, and having to get into that role and then build, get these people in and get them trained, which we're still working on today. But yeah, it was a lot in a very short amount of time that was going on.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty dang huge.
You had this transition. So what would you say are some things that under your leadership you hope the department accomplishes? Like Officer Smith, training to be a chaplain, this peer-to-peer support. Like those are all new things.
So I want our department to, a lot of times in not just our department and other police departments, they have, different divisions. Well, they take that literal and be like, nope, this is my job. I do this, I do this, I do this. And that was one of the first things coming in that I wanted to do, was take them walls down. And, even so for instance, when I moved from patrol to investigations, the way our building's set up is there's a doorway to go in. Well, if we didn't have, somebody we're interviewing or, a victim or something important, very, like having to do paperwork and all, we would keep the door open just so people can come in. We're not separate. Our end goal is, the same. So
Right.
we all need to work together. And I think we've come far with taking them walls down and working together as a team, from the administrative staff down to the different divisions. And, that's something I thought was important from the beginning, was accomplishing that. And we're there now. And there's always stuff you can work on. You're always going to find something that, needs to be adjusted, needs to be changed. But for the most part, we're doing very well right now.
Good. Well, what about you, Ryan?
I didn't really have anything I would say monumental last year.
Even if it's personal.
Life,
God, he's so even keel. It's just
life,
it's hard to relate
life
to
was
you,
life
right?
was good for me last year. Life is good for me all the time. This wasn't last year, but I'm kind of going through that transition period right now that he went through late last year.
Yeah, but Derek, he left you in such a good position. You're like, it's pretty easy right now.
He did. He left.
But there's still two different people. So his leadership will be different.
He left.
He's still gonna have bumps.
For sure. He did leave Ocean Springs Fire Department in great shape. But, as I mentioned earlier, there was, we've been going through a huge growth spurt over the past 4 years. And so I compare a growth spurt or growth in a business or an agency no different than growth in a human body. There's growing pains.
Right, for sure.
And so I'll say this: the knees and the back of our department right now are tired. And what happens is as you go through this growth period, you lose track of, I guess, what you can say, some of the small things. And as you lose track of some of those small things, your communication decreases, your operational efficiency decreases.
Gotta hone it back in.
Yeah. And so that's what my goal is here for the next 16, 18 months, is just really, get back to some basics, continue to train my people up and work on our operational efficiency. I think maybe it was you that made a comment earlier about, what is something about your profession that you would change? And to me, it's how much things change. It's like you learn response protocol on a certain kind of emergency, and you buy the equipment and you train on it and you get proficient at it, and then it changes.
Yeah.
It's like the iPhone.
It changes.
I never knew you were such a deep thinker.
Well, like take electric vehicles, for example. Electric vehicles. They've been around for quite some time, but
Right.
constantly changing. I mean, they have something new out every day for these kind of responses. So
I found one I liked. If there was something you could change tomorrow in the city of Ocean Springs, what would it be?
How?
For him, that question
I
is
know.
really funny. He's like, nothing, no change.
How freaking hot it is. I'd change it tomorrow. Like
Tomorrow.
I just
I mean, what is the ideal temperature? Like 70?
70, right? 70, 75, not 95.
With a low humidity.
Low humidity. Yeah.
What about you?
Traffic.
Yeah, it has been really lame lately.
Yeah.
I think that's why he moved to the country, so he didn't have to deal
Oh,
with
did
traffic
you want me
so
to
much.
ask a question?
I did, but you were
Okay.
going to put it on the
Well,
floor.
because I do want to talk about this like softball tournament we have coming up and how all the departments are going to be playing against each other.
Yes.
And it's an
And my guys are
opportunity.
worried because none of mine get to play. They play every evening.
What?
Yeah.
We do not play softball every evening.
I was like, we're not trained at all.
First of all, I'm not training anything. This is raw talent that's going to walk out.
I told Raven the other day, let's just have a get together, give the fire department the trophy, just not have the.
See, remember, I can't run.
Oh no.
Oh, wait. Tell our beautiful audience why you can't run.
I had an injury to my leg.
How'd you get that
Yeah,
injury?
I was running.
Yeah, right.
From what?
I
From
was.
what?
For
From
Mad
what?
Men?
Were you
For the bad guy?
No. I was running from second base to third base playing kickball.
There we go.
With who?
It was at a friend of mine's house on Easter. And I didn't have the right shoes on, probably. I know I didn't. But I tore my calf. It was a grade 2 tear. And it's
tore his calf playing kickball? with kids.
Gosh. That sounds
there was adults there too.
Playing?
Oh no, this question. I don't even know if y'all can answer this. Maybe you should ask this.
Okay. What's your favorite part about working with me?
With who?
Me.
You're genuine.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes.
Why is there so much hesitation?
I'm looking.
I took his word.
I'm looking for the right words to say here. I think that your passion for this city and for your job it can't be matched.
It's great because I'm quitting tomorrow. I'm just kidding.
And I think that that's hard to find just in anybody, People who are committed, people who are professional all the time, people who want what's best are successful, And I don't think that you look at your job just as a job. You look at it as, yes, it's your job, yes, it's your profession, but you want the city of Ocean Springs to be successful. And it's a joy to watch, It's a joy to watch. There's always some interesting stuff that goes on and some interesting conversations, but as you mentioned earlier, you keep it professional when it needs to be professional, and we laugh and cut up. So yes, you are very genuine, and I know that there's a lot of people in this city, residents, citizens, that appreciate that, and I know that people like me and Heath, Lemaire, mayor and board, everybody really does appreciate you.
That,
so nice.
and you know everything that's going on.
Do I?
She's the mole.
If not, I will find out.
I mean, it really, who do we ask? We'll just ask Ravin.
We'll just ask.
And to echo them, I feel the same way. Like you being
You're so
genuine, you being so down to earth and real, and like when you have a moment when you're not in a good place, like you talk it through with us. Like you feel vulnerable and comfortable enough to do that with us, which only like connects us more. And you definitely make me feel not alone in this world, and you're always very supportive.
And Sarah, I'll say the same about you too. What you've done for the Mary C here and around the city. This Mary C is it's in good shape.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's great shape.
this place has grown leaps and bounds over the past couple of years, and that's because of you and your people and all your partnerships. You got a good thing going here, and
Just loving on it,
that's all you can do. A little bit at a time. Just got to love on it.
Well, and that's the thing. You're very passionate.
Well, too passionate. They say too passionate sometimes.
But no, but it's good. I mean, you've, transformed this it's an empty building, you know.
Hopefully it feels like a creative hub to folks now and a place people can come and converse.
Yeah, so like the creativity part, I know we've talked, like I have zero. And there's no way I could have remotely, you know, like you've done very well here.
Thank you. It's been a joy to work outside of the building or bring what I'm bringing to the building to the city as well and connect with you guys and see how we can work together a little bit more. And you know, I just have to keep a balance between the Mary C and the city responsibilities and sort of the two different environments, you know, and and I'm figuring all that out.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a wonderful job.
Except the lawn's tore up. What's going on?
That wasn't me.
That looks bad.
That was your
Like the
mayor.
building. Do y'all want to pick a question out of the bowl?
Yes.
Oh,
For y'all.
Yes.
That's a
For
good
y'all.
idea.
Yeah, great idea.
He was too excited
Because I was going to ask to do it.
He's like, your turn.
because I was going to ask to do it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just throw it
throw
behind,
it.
throw it
Yeah.
behind you. What's that say? What's that?
11 or the Red Apple Lounge?
Red apple.
Red apple. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, that's where we frequent. You know.
I already knew the
My
answer to
picture
that one.
was in there.
So let me ask you this. All right, so Red Apple, I get it. All
Okay.
right, but let's talk about 11. So what is y'all's opinion of 11? Queen?
Great
I
whiskey
great like
drinks.
it. Yeah.
I great like it.
You know what I meant.
When we had Derek's retirement party, there was the first time I've been in there since they got done with
It's
it.
lovely. It's elegant. But we're sassy and sexy, like the
Yeah,
Red
that's a
Apple
good
Lounge,
one.
right,
I
baby?
don't like-
That'll be for you.
That'll be for me.
Let me ask that one.
Wait,
Okay.
what is this?
All right, this question is for Ravin. What has your experience been like working for Kenny versus Connie?
Who put that in there?
I don't know.
I did.
Just for this
It doesn't need to
specific
be a bad
moment.
thing. Yeah.
No,
just
it's not a bad
two
thing.
totally different mayors.
They actually they are more similar, and I think that Patty and I tell Kenny that all the time. You know, Connie is a very intelligent person, and it was
Oh, 100%.
a great mayor in the sense of bringing partners to the table to figure out a solution. Like watching her in the room and saying, you know, this is how we're going to do this. I mean, her background is in economic development. I mean, very intelligent. And so they're both very, why are you opening up all the questions?
On the good ones.
Bigger picture
They're
vision.
very big picture visions, and they don't micromanage. They want people around them that are smart so they can come and say, hey, you know, this is what I'm thinking. How can we achieve this? Or you say, hey, this is a great idea. They'll say, great, go do it. Like, they're very encouraging. And so I think they're similar a lot. And that's where I'm going to leave that.
I love it.
I
I'm
wish
glad
you
we
would
finally got that question out there. I'm excited.
stop opening questions. Look at it. You just-
Why?
This is cheating.
That's cheating.
Cheating.
That's not cheating.
Yeah.
As he
None,
does it,
none of
he-
these fit. None of these fit.
What do they say?
It doesn't fit my narrative.
Okay. Oh, wait. I have a question for you.
He took our show over.
He did take our show over as he sits with the bowl in his lap.
Opening every question.
He can't.
How do you see the
told you
bad
to put 'em
guys,
on.
Ryan?
How do you spend your time this year?
How do you want
Yeah,
to spend
there
your
you go.
time this year?
So he can't see and he can't read.
Well, usually I keep my glasses here,
Yes.
and I don't have them, so.
Not part of your outfit today, says your wife.
Because he keeps them on his forehead and he looks ridiculous.
So I don't
Maybe
lose
he
them.
has eyes.
But I want to get the magnet ones.
To be even cooler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Raven said no, but
Not cool.
But
Don't get those.
dude, all you do is this. Click.
Yeah, that's
I'm
not,
sure there's people.
not cool. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Kenny liked them. He said he liked
It's bad.
Who said that?
Kenny.
Oh yeah, don't. I'll definitely make fun of you.
It's better than when he just has them sitting on his forehead.
What's the matter with that?
He'll have them in pictures, and when he's talking, it just doesn't look good.
It's not a good look.
It's not.
Goodness,
And I
And I
apologize.
complain every time.
this is not a fashion show.
It
Exactly.
is.
so
Life
the-
is a
Thank you.
fashion show.
First of all,
Thank you.
I run the PR for the city. So when you're out there, you're trying to make me look good. I'm not gonna have you look ridiculous.
How do you want to spend your time this
Yeah.
this part of the year?
I don't know.
Remember last year you said you got this question, or last season you got this question, and you said outside. So how much have you done that, Ravin?
Nothing.
Besides
Actually,
our one hike.
We went on a hike once, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. And I bought hiking boots, and they have been in the box.
It's because it's hot.
Yeah.
But we're going to get back out there. You've been doing the pool.
We have a bunch of trails.
I went to Van Cleve.
That's some outdoors.
It
stuff
is.
right
It
there.
really is hot. It's
hot.
unbearable at times. You know, that's why this time of the year, if I'm outside, it's by water somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want me to answer your question?
Sure.
Yes.
I am minimizing my life. I am like becoming a minimalist, and I'm getting rid of all the things I do not use anymore. And I'm just like,
You have any cool stuff you're giving away or what?
I've got a lot of really cool stuff. I got an art studio and a wood shop and a home that I'm like literally clearing out. I have 4 bags of clothes if you want to look through anything. Just saying. Yeah, simplifying because I feel completely overstimulated.
And that you probably are.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I like
I
turn
see
my
it.
phone off for the weekend. You see it. I know. I think everybody does.
If you don't own it, if you don't use it at least once a week, don't own it.
Yeah.
You would throw away everything.
Everything.
Yeah,
my
but
my wife's the same way. If
What
we
about your
don't-
mower?
I thought you were saying
we don't use it, I use it once a week.
your wife.
See, I don't use mine once a week.
Better use your wife more than once a week.
She's the same way. If we don't use it once a week, it's in the trash.
Yeah.
You know. Because it's overstimulating, man. It's like you have. I mean, I think sometimes people feel the need that they have to fill a void space with something.
Oh, when we moved, we threw so much stuff
And
away.
it's
Yeah.
okay not to have something taking up every bit of room in your house.
Or every little bit of your time.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be an object. It could be people too. Kind of simplifying that as well. It feels good. What? I'm in control.
Are you?
I can't simplify mine because they're my children.
Yeah. They will grow up. They will grow up and leave the coop.
That's too funny. Well, do y'all have any questions or anything else y'all would like to say?
Final comments to the community from your department?
I mean, I think, you know, I've worked here for a while and worked here before. I think this is the best time that the police department and fire department have been involved in the community. In everything. Like, even, you know, we had Friday at the Ford and Lieutenant Kessner's just walking around. You know, he's not sitting in his car. You know, he's talking to people.
That was another thing coming in that I wanted more of, and that was more of the community involvement. And that's what was good about bringing Di up.
Yeah.
Because
So great.
So he worked all these events, you know, being in the role he was in traffic, and you know he knows everyone around here. He knows how, you know, the ins and outs of these details.
Right.
So I wanted that. I wanted more community interaction, not just from the guys on the street, but us
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. And
I think it's important.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that our departments together, our relationship right now is the strongest it's ever been, and I think that kind of transitioned to the streets, I guess you can say. Our community involvement, our response efforts, it's continuing to get better, and it will continue to get better through training, through, you know, respectful collaboration, you know, within our departments and our departments together. And I look forward to it. I really do. I think that, you know, this is a new time for leadership, you know, within public safety here in Ocean Springs. And we got a good thing going at both departments. And I'm confident in myself. And I'm also confident in Chief Lemaire that, you know, to keep both of our departments on the climb. And
Man, I'm feeling good about
I
this.
mean, it's such a great partnership. Do y'all ever like fire versus PD?
They're gonna on the 15th, right?
Yeah, softball.
Softball.
Yeah, but besides that, because you're versus
They
City
could.
Hall,
I think
You
that
see
I
it.
think that it's
there's that stigma that it's fire versus police. Do y'all ever play into that?
It's
for fun?
we do sometimes, but it's typically quick. I think Ryan is a very professional guy, and so am I. So using the majority of our time that we have together, where we're not, you know, operating in our own agencies, we typically don't fill with making fun of each other. I mean, don't get me wrong, we throw digs, but it's typically meaningful conversations. Hey, did you hear about this event? Or hey, did you hear about that event? Or what can we do to make this better? You get caught up in all the, you're doing it too much, then conversations that could be meaningful, just you're wasting your time. So he does like to make fun of my uniform a lot.
Which,
my
why didn't
class
you wear
says,
it?
don't worry about it. But it's all fun. It's all fun. I caught him a little bit there at breakfast with the first responders talking about donuts and whatnot. But we do it. We just don't do it, to where it's harmful or where it's harassing or we keep.
See, the thing, like if we make fun of fire, it makes us look even worse. Because everyone loves fire.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, oh, look at the dog. Oh, look at the pretty truck.
You could be like, look at my baton. Look at my gun.
Look at my. Do you carry a gun?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I just
Do you
wanna
carry a
check.
taser?
Can I have a taser?
I have a
We have to
pistol.
shoot you with it first, but I don't have a problem.
I won't shoot you with mine first. You can borrow it.
Yeah, but I want the ones that they have.
Can we test like the strength of mine versus yours on somebody one day?
If we can get a volunteer.
Sweet.
Nice.
We just want
You volunteer?
Sure. we just
See if we can get a little stimulation in you.
we just want the community to know that we're here.
Yeah.
That's it. We're here for them, and we'll always be here, continuing to improve. And if they need us, they know where to find us.
That's right. Call 911.
Call 911 if you have an emergency.
Yes.
Or there's 2 big buildings right there on the highway by Walmart.
Benjamin
feel
and I
like-
wave to him every morning.
I feel like we should record Ryan's voice and he can just kind of like put everyone to bed at night, I think I said this last time.
I put my own self to bed. Man.
But I'm here for you.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I'm watching.
I'll always be
No,
here.
it's like affirmations by Ryan.
Yeah, that's
You're
what I'm
doing a
saying.
Good job.
Yeah.
You're so great.
person.
That's a really good idea.
What would y'all like to say to the community in closing?
In closing of this or like our whole season?
Well, no, just
in general.
Just this one.
Is this
Well-
the season's closing?
I think
No.
well
We have
after
one
one
more
more
episode.
episode. I think that what I'm getting from today's episode is just how leaders can be such real people, and you guys are leaders without egos, and that's something that like is inspiring to me, and I hope that the community feels inspired by that as well, because I think when we live in such a tight knit town, a lot of people can get egos. You don't have to be a politician or a department head or work for the city. You don't have, or a business owner. You don't have to. I mean, I think people feel like super invested in this town. They've been here for years. Their families have been here, and it makes sense. But just kind of reminding again, for us to just be kind to each other and grow together and evolve together. That's my main focus. And I have to even take my own advice, because when I get upset, I know I have to be silent because I have a little bit of a hot temper. And I think that, if everyone would just pause and think about who they're affecting before they speak, and hopefully we're showing that through this season especially. Just focusing on your passions, focusing on what you can handle and what you can control, and taking the first few things on your list and just, not trying to hit the whole list at one time. That way you're making thoughtful decisions as you move forward.
very important.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just kind of where my head's at.
Yeah, I'm hungry, so I don't.
She's just hungry.
No, I think that, one of the reasons we were thinking about who would be on this episode, and, y'all are both stepping into this leadership position, and, it's important as we talk about how police and fire are more engaged in the community, that people know y'all outside of this chief role. Like, sometimes that can be a little stuffy or, and so.
Not approachable.
Right. Realizing, people will be like, oh, you have 6 kids, so do I. Or, something that's relatable, and they'll see you around. Hopefully they don't stop you all the time, like in Walmart, because, you are real people, outside of your job, and you don't want to work 24/7. You have to have that separation a little bit. But we want people to know that not only y'all, but all our city employees, that we're real people, and, they might bash us on Talk of the Town, but like, you know, you're passionate about the city, you're passionate about protecting the city and this community and kind of what that entails.
And it's like genuinely 8 hours of your day to day, but then you know you take it home at night, you know, whatever you're hit with that day, so.
I don't know, my phone doesn't stop, so
Mine doesn't
Neither
either.
do mine.
it's,
And I'm not nearly as important as you guys. I don't understand it. But
Well-
we just want to thank you guys for coming on today. This was a
for being
lovely
our
conversation.
friend.
Yeah, thanks for being good people, good friends to us in the community. And y'all need to come back on in a year's time and tell us what went down as chiefs. But good luck this year in your leadership positions. I'm glad it's a little easier going for you, and I know that you are going to soar.
Thank you.
And we love you guys. So thank you.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
All right. Until next time, this is City Culture Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Raven.
Bye.
Peace.
See ya.
I don't know, we don't ever
We
know what
never
to say
know
at the end.
how to end yet.